Game number 5 we're looking at, and this one is on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, God's time zone, on ESPN. This one's in Kansas City at Arrowhead. We got the Nebraska Cornhuskers going up against the Cincinnati Bearcats, and from what I hear, about 90% of the tickets have gone to Nebraska fans. This is going to be like a 9th home game for the Cornhuskers. Looking at the numbers right now, Nebraska a 6.5-point favorite. That's the consensus currently, and it opened at 6.5, so it's kind of moved back and forth a little bit, but it is steady at 6.5, and nobody wants to come off of that number. Total of 53.5. That is up from the 52.5, and you can even get 54.5s out there at a couple of spots. Let's see. Yeah, 2 different spots have 54.5. So the offense is looking pretty good. Money line right now, it's across the board, basically minus 250 for Nebraska money line. If you want to play the dog here, plus 205 is the best that you can get on Cincinnati. So looking at some of the numbers, Cincy 0-5 against the spread and straight up to close last season. They ended terribly. I think that's the easiest way to put it. Along with that, this is their first meeting between these two since 1906. Nebraska is 4-6 straight up, 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 openers. Cincy 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 against the Big Ten. However, if we're looking at favorites and dogs here, how they play in this position, Cincinnati 1-6-1 against the spread in their last 8 as a dog. Nebraska in their last 8 as a favorite, 5-2-1. So certainly the trend would lead towards Nebraska in that Cincy does not play Big Ten competition all that often. So Satterfield and his bunch, they are number 30 in returning production, so they should be a bit better this season than they were. Number 37 in adjusted returning production for Matt Rule. We all know about the Matt Rule third-year thing. Everybody seems to be bought in on this. Josh Pate has Nebraska in his playoff. I have Nebraska going 9-3, and even that felt a bit much, right? We know the history. We know what's up. They won 7 games last year. Nebraska finally got to a bowl game since 2016. Felt good. Dana Holgorsen is the new offensive coordinator. There seems to be a lot of love in the market for Dylan Raiola and that, but we'll see exactly what that means. But the average offensive rank, number 57, but they're number 18 in adjusted returning production on offense. Cincinnati, number 73 average offensive rank, and they are number 55 in adjusted returning production on that, but they do get their quarterback back, so that's certainly going to help. John Butler is the defensive coordinator for Nebraska. He has got a defensive line problem. Number 60 on the defensive line compared to number 35 for Cincy's offensive line. Those might be a little closer than you think, but I certainly would think Cincinnati has an advantage there. Quarterback-wise, Nebraska certainly with an advantage. I'm curious, like the running backs for Nebraska, I don't have a lot of faith there. But the offensive line for Nebraska should be pretty good. Number 24 compared to number 37 for the defensive line for Cincy. The back 7 against the skill talent, it's pretty equal. Cincy skill talent, number 30, Nebraska's back 7, number 48 on the other side. Skill talent for Nebraska, number 66. But Dane Key, I think, is going to be good. I think they got some other hidden gems in there. Remember, these are based on experience and recruiting rankings. So something to pay attention to when it comes to that. Most people are going with Cincinnati on this because maybe this shouldn't be a 6.5-point spread. I've got it Nebraska minus 6.4. My money line on this is Nebraska minus 158. So there might be some value on Cincinnati. But when it comes down to it, I like Dana Holgorsen. I like what they're doing with Matt Rule's third year. I like what I'm hearing out of camp. I like all of that. And I like the Cornhuskers. So I'm going to roll with it. Give me Nebraska minus 6.5 in this one. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Subscribe, leave a review or comment, follow @GaryWCE on X, and check out the web store,